But another mystery remains. If everyone forgets these moments so quickly, why don't you? Why can one awkward sentence survive for years inside your own memory, long after it disappeared from everyone else's? The answer isn't hidden in attention anymore. It's hidden in memory. Your brain doesn't record every moment of your life equally. Most conversations disappear within hours. Most faces fade. Most ordinary Tuesdays dissolve into a blur. But some moments receive a different label, not because they were historically important, because your brain predicts they might become important later. Memory researcher Elizabeth Phelps has spent decades studying emotional memory. Her work shows that experiences carrying strong emotional significance are far more likely to be stored, strengthened, and revisited than emotionally neutral ones. Your brain isn't trying to preserve the past, it's trying to prepare for the future. Imagine touching a hot stove. You don't remember it because your brain enjoys replaying painful moments. You remember it because remembering might prevent another burn. Social mistakes are treated surprisingly similarly. For almost all of human history, repeating the same mistake with the same 30 people could have real consequences. Forget where berries grow. You go hungry. Forget who betrayed you. You become vulnerable. Forget the moment you embarrassed yourself in front of the group. You might repeat it. Your brain evolved to replay socially significant moments for the same reason it remembers physical danger. Not because it wants you to suffer, because it assumes the next encounter is coming. But here's the problem. For your ancestors, tomorrow usually meant seeing the same people again. The same fire, the same hunters, the same families. Today, you might never meet those people again. The coworker who watched you stumble over your words. The stranger you accidentally waved at. The cashier whose name you forgot. Your brain doesn't know that. It still files those moments using ancient rules. It keeps polishing a map you'll probably never need again. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker describes sleep as one of the brain's great processing periods. While you sleep, the brain doesn't simply rest. It reorganizes. It strengthens important memories, weakens others, searches for patterns. As outside distractions disappear, your own thoughts become easier to hear. That's why awkward memories often seem to arrive at night. Not because the night creates anxiety, because the silence gives old files room to surface. The memory feels new, but what you're experiencing is maintenance. Your brain reopening a file to ask one ancient question. Will I need this again? Most of the time, the answer is no. But ancient brains rarely deleted information simply because modern life made it unnecessary. They preferred keeping too many warnings over too few. And that's why a sentence you regret can suddenly appear while brushing your teeth, or standing in the shower, or staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning. Not because your brain enjoys embarrassing you. Modern life changed the setting. Your brain kept the script. This brings us back to the beginning. 3 days ago, you said something awkward. You replayed it. You imagined every face in the room remembering exactly what happened. But almost everyone else had already returned to the center of their own story. They were worrying about their own mistakes, their own conversations, their own invisible spotlights. The audience you imagined wasn't cruel. It was simply occupied. Every mind in that room was carrying its own private world, its own unfinished conversations, its own embarrassing memories, its own belief that everyone else was watching. The spotlight you felt was real. Your brain created it exactly as it was designed to, but the audience existed mostly inside the only place your brain has ever been able to observe, your own mind. The strange thing isn't that you still remember what you said 3 days ago. The strange thing is that millions of years of evolution convinced you everyone else remembered it too. Tonight, if that moment quietly returns, you may notice something different. Not the embarrassment, not the mistake, but the ancient machinery that built the stage, hung the lights, filled the seats, and quietly whispered that every eye was on you. It wasn't trying to make you feel small. It was trying to keep you connected to a world that disappeared thousands of years ago, and somewhere, someone else is lying awake, replaying a completely different conversation under a spotlight that only they can see.